Shalom, all praises and honor and glory and worship to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah, Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect. This video is about how we're in Egypt again. And on the screen, this is in Westminster, Colorado. Behind the building farthest away is the Westminster City building, and this is the park across the street. And if you see, they have a pyramid right in the middle part where it's cut out on the rock, and these are obelisks in Westminster, Colorado. This is Deuteronomy chapter 28 and 68. And Yahweh shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. So it says that he's going to bring us into Egypt again with ships. From Israel, you don't need ships to get to Egypt. You could walk. By the whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. We're not going to see Israel again until Yahweh takes us back. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. We all know what happened to Judah. They were brought over here in ships, slave ships, and sold into the Edomites for bondmen and bondwomen. And a lot of us are still in the prison. They keep going back and back again because they can't get out of the pit. This is a system. It's a pit. You can't get out of it. Even if you're free, you got to pay taxes. They can get you for some charge you didn't even do and send you to prison. So we're in a pit, and the only one that's going to get us out is Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. These are the words of the covenant which Yahweh commanded Moses to make with the children of Israel in the land of Moab, besides the covenant which he made with them in Horeb. And Moses called unto all Israel and said unto them, Ye have seen all that Yahweh did before your eyes in the land of Egypt unto Pharaoh and unto all his servants and unto all his land. The great temptations which thine eyes have seen, the signs and those great miracles. So they seen all that the Lord done in Egypt, the great miracles of the sea opening up for them, the firstborns dying on Passover, the frogs, all those miracles, and they still are murmuring, which we're going to get in just a little bit, about the Lord taking them out of Egypt when they're in slavery. And we're in slavery now. 2/3 of our people are going to murmur when we're in Jacob's trouble. This is Hosea chapter 8 and verse 13. They sacrifice flesh for the sacrifices of my offerings and eat it, but Yahweh accepted them not. Now he will remember their iniquity and visit their sins. They shall return to Egypt. So they're going to go back to Egypt because they're whoredom and their murmurings. For Israel hath forgotten his maker, and builded temples, and Judah hath multiplied fenced cities. But I will send a fire upon his cities, and it shall devour the places thereof. Rejoice not, O Israel, for joy as other people, for thou hast gone a whoring from thy power. Thou hast loved a reward upon every corn floor. So you gone whoring. Maybe you got with the Moabite women and started worshiping the Moabite god, or you got with an Assyrian and started worshiping the Assyrian god. The Lord is a jealous God, and he's going to recompense everything you do. All your iniquities, he got written in a book. This is Numbers chapter 14 and verse 22. Because all those men which have seen my glory and my miracles, which I did in Egypt and in the wilderness, and have tempted me now these 10 times, and have not hearkened to my voice. So they seen the miracles he did in Egypt. They seen the miracles he did in the wilderness, and they still tempted him because they're the 2/3. Surely they shall not see the land which I swear unto their fathers, neither shall any of them that provoked me see it. But my servant Caleb, because he hath another spirit with him, and hath followed me fully, with him will I bring into the land whereinto he went, and his seed shall possess it. So you have to fully follow the Lord 144%. If you're not, you're going to be with the 2/3 in the lake of fire. Now, the Amalekites and the Canaanites, which are the fake Jews, and the Hamites, the Africans, dwelt in the valley. Tomorrow turn you and get you into the wilderness by the way of the Red Sea. And Yahweh spake unto Moses and unto Aaron, saying, How long shall I bear with this evil congregation which murmur against me? I have heard the murmurings of the children of Israel, which they murmur against me. So you can't be murmuring against the Lord. Whatever he does is right. So there's nothing you could do about it. If he kills your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, it's right. Say unto them, As truly as I live, saith Yahweh, as ye have spoken in mine ears, so will I do to you. Your carcasses shall fall in this wilderness, and all that were numbered of you according to your whole number, from 20 years old and upward, which have murmured against me. Doubtless ye shall not come into the land concerning which I swear to make you dwell therein, save Caleb the son of Jephunneh and Joshua the son of Nun. But your little ones, which ye said should be a prey, them will I bring in, and they shall know the land which ye have despised. But as for you, your carcasses, they shall fall in this wilderness. So that's like the 2/3 right there. They're murmuring against the Lord. They didn't have the faith. They're saying we're going to die in the wilderness. We should have just stayed in Egypt. Just like these 2/3 are going to say, just get the chip. We're going to die out here in the wilderness. And your children shall wander in the wilderness 40 years and bear your whoredoms until your carcasses be wasted in the wilderness. After the number of the days in which ye search the land, even 40 days, each day for a year, shall ye bear your iniquities, even 40 years, and ye shall know my breach of promise. So they had to wander 40 years in the wilderness till all the murmurers died, all the 2/3 died. I, Yahweh, have said, I will surely do it unto all this evil congregation that are gathered together against me in this wilderness. They shall be consumed, and they shall die there. Die. So this is the same thing with the 2/3. These are the 2/3 actually, because there's reincarnation. Uh, they're gonna die here in America, either in the race war, or they're gonna get that chip and die in the lake of fire. The murmurers, the non-believers, uh, they want to believe in Buddhism or Christian Jesus or Egyptology or any of those things, Muslim. They're all gonna die. Those are the 2/3, the murmurers. I'm gonna get one last one. This is Revelation 11 and 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which is spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt. That's where we are right now. That's why I put this picture as an example. This is spiritually Sodom and Egypt. What do they have? They have gay protection laws, where they protect the transgender and the gay people, and they also have a lot of Jakes in prison. Egypt is bondage, and even if you're free, like I said, you got to pay the taxes, or else they'll take you to jail. Where also our Lord was crucified. They took the real image of the Lord, because we used to know what he looked like. He was a Judite, so-called Negro, and they put that dog up there, Caesar Borgia. And they of the people and kindred and tongues and nations, so different people, tongues and nations, shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves. So they see we're spiritually dead, but they want to keep us spiritually dead. They don't want us to wake up and become Israel, because once that happens, our power will come and protect us, because we won't be whores no more. We'll be the bride of Yahweh Shai. And they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them, and make merry, and shall send gifts one to another, because those two prophets tormented them that dwell on the earth. And after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from Yahweh entered into them. So the 144 and 1/3, the spirit of life is going to come into us. The 2/3 are going to stay spiritually dead. They're going to be dead until they get the second death, which is those nuclear bombs, lake of fire. And they stood upon their feet, which is happening right now. Starting with the outers of Great Millstone, we are standing upon our feet. And great fear fell upon them which saw them. Great fear is fallen upon these elite bankers. They're seeing the body of Yahweh Shai come to life. And we've been dead all these years. And they heard a great voice from heaven, saying unto them, Come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. So the 144 and the 1/3 are going to ascend up into a cloud, which is a chariot, which you Edomites call UFOs. But it's going to be a great UFO, great cloud that is going to take them up. But 2/3 are going to be killed and thrown into the lake of fire for the amount of time that Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai has set for them, for their sins, their iniquities, for their murmurings. And the same hour was there a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell. So the whole city is going to fall, 10 parts. And in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000, completely destructed. And the remnant were affrighted, and gave glory to Yahweh of heaven. So I just wanted to get on that video, how we are in Sodom and Egypt spiritually. Next is gonna come is the RFID, Jacob's trouble, and then after that RFID, the nukes are gonna come. So be prepared, get spiritually ready, come back alive, like the Bible says. Come to life. Don't go to death with the 2/3. It's all in the hands of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. But with that, I want to say Shalom to the elect.